Welcome back, fuckers. Alrighty, so seeing as though we're coming to the end of the F-18 for Dummies series that we've been doing on YouTube, we're going to start branching out into the other aircraft. So we're going to kick it off with the A-10C II Tank Killer, the latest iteration of the A-10, full fidelity module in dcsworld. So we're going to go through all the systems, all the things you need to do to put bombs on target and blow up the other things on the ground. So as always, there is a shitload of tutorials on YouTube to do this stuff. So if this one doesn't float your boat, that's fucking sweet. You can move on and find one that does. And if it does, fucking strap yourselves in, boys, because we're going to fucking going on for a ride. So we're going to go through cold start procedure today and how to start it up as quickly and pain-free as possible. Get all your systems online. And again, caveat, it is by no means the correct fucking NATOPS by the book way to start things up, but it gets the job done, and this is how I do it. So let's do this. Here we go. So we are in the A-10. Let's reset our track IR. All right. So a couple of things that we're going to cover before we get started. At nighttime or in low light conditions. Okay, the A-10 doesn't have a flashlight, which is default left Alt L. We'll put a flashlight on your cursor, and you can look around the cockpit, and it shines a torch essentially. It doesn't have one, to my knowledge anyway. So what you got to do is you got to hit this guy here, emergency floodlight. All right, turn that on and then put the canopy down. And when you do that, it'll illuminate all your switches and stuff so you can actually see. Otherwise, you've got to use good old night vision and try and look around and everything's blurry, which ain't cool. So remember, nighttime or low light conditions, you're struggling to see buttons, emergency floodlights are on, shut the canopy, and you'll be able to see. So first thing we're going to go through, battery, turn that fucker on. And then inverter, we're going to turn that on to standby. Okay, so battery on, inverter on. Come on over here, and then next to your ejection seat handle, you've got APU start. We're going to hit that bad boy. We're going to come over here, and we're going to look at our APU engine exhaust temperature and percentage. When it gets to 100% RPM, we're going to go ahead and turn our APU generator on. Takes a little while. Alright, so she's at 100. So now, what we're going to do, we're going to come over here, we're going to turn on APU Gen Power. And the first thing that I do is turn on this CDU and EGI, because this starts your INS alignment, and this is the longest thing it takes to start up your A-10. So the quicker you turn those two switches on, the faster your INS alignment will happen, and the quicker you'll get in the air. So once we've done that, we are pretty much good to go. You can, if you want to, you can check your oxy gauges. Alright, if you want to do it by the books, check your oxy. You can check your fuel gauges as well. Okay, test the indicator, and you can choose which fuel display you want. And as we come over here, you've got a fire detect bleed air. You can do that. Again, you don't have to do all this shit, but you can check it if you want. All right, so we're going to start at the left. So all you're going to do is put your left throttle into idle, and we're going to watch for our left-hand engine indications. We've got oil pressure coming up, engine percentage coming up, waiting for engine light off. There we go. We've got light off. Engine is spooling up. There's our engine TRT, engine RPM. You can also tell we've got a engine start cycle on our caution panel there. Get this bad boy started. While that's starting up, you can come down here and you can right click on CSU, JTRS and IFFCC, turn that on. On your HUD, it will say engage pre-flight bit yes, you press enter. Okay, just let it do its thing while that's happening. We can turn on our MFDs to day or night mode, up to you. Turn your anti-skid on. Alright, and once we've got our engine start cycle is off, left engine is started up and good to go, we're going to go ahead and put our right throttle into idle. Got engine start cycle again, and watching oil pressure, engine RPM, and looking for light off. There we go, engine is lit off. We're good to go. So while that's happening, you can come over here, turn on these guys, your pitch SAS and your SAS. You can press takeoff trim, press and hold the button there, and then come back. We're going to turn our radios on. So you know, right click on the VHF radio there, right click on the UHF, and then right click on the FM. All right, get that happening. our pre-flight bit is finished, so now we're going to just press enter to exit, and then we're going to right click one more time on the IFFCC, and then we should have our HUD all up on the screen. So now we'll just go through getting a loadout. So we'll just pick one. All right, we've covered how to do loadouts and stuff in another tutorial. We're just going to do that, get our loadout. And while that's happening, we're going to go through our CDU here. Okay, so CDU, we're looking, this is our INS, is doing its thing. So you're looking for, you can either have it here or you can press on your MFD, CDU. Okay, and it just displays whatever's down here, display it up here, so you don't have to look down next to your right knee. So as soon as this gets to 4.0, 0.8, this INS nav ready will flash, it will turn on and off, and it will say 4.0, 0.8. That's what you're looking for your INS alignment, okay, before you can go ahead and do the rest of your stuff you need to do. So once we get a rearm, which we have, okay, if we go to our DSMS, Digital Stores Management System, you can see at the moment our aircraft doesn't recognize anything that's fitted to the jet. So you're going to come here and you're going to press on the load button, you're going to press load all, okay, and then all you got to wait is for that little asterisk will come along and be an asterisk, 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 and asterisk, and we can check our dismiss page after that. When you do that, while it's doing its load, you can't get the CDU to display, so don't worry, it'll turn off. If you put it up there, you're like, why did it turn off? It just does that. Yeah, it just does it. Just waiting for our, there we go. So now we can go to DSMS and confirm that we do have, our aircraft is currently configured. Stores are as we've loaded, we're good to go. Now you can come down and you can turn on these. So you got missile warning system, your jammer, your RWR, and your display. You're going to go to manual to turn them on, and you can see we've got our jammer here. It'll say standby air, MWS missile warning system says active. If you don't have a jammer, it will say no jammer or something, some shit like that. All right, it will say that. We can also come over and have a look at our caution panel. So this is a good way to tell if you are missing any switches, and you can also see now it says INS nav ready. T equals 4.0, 0.8, so we're going to bring it up here, and again you can do it either on this screen or there, up to you. So when you've got this INS nav ready 4.0, 0.8, you're going to come along and you're going to press nav. Alright, that's going to stop that. You're going to come down here underneath your HSI, you're going to press EGI. Alright, you're also going to come down behind your throttle and you're going to turn on your radar altimeter and the EAC. And then if we have a look over, you can see the only thing we've got left is our APU, because our APU is still running. So we're going to turn our APU gen off. We're going to turn our APU off as well. And we are essentially good to go. Everything is up and running. All systems are working. We can taxi out and start our sortie. Last little thing, because it is the A10 new version, the A-10C II, you've got your Scorpion J-Hammock. So to turn that on, you just come down here, Scorpion HMCS power, right click on it, and then you can see we've got our J-Hammocks. We can see. Alright, so if you want that on, you can turn that on. If you want it off, don't turn it on. Alright. So that's how you start up, boys. Short, sweet, simple. If there's any caution panels still lit up, you're not ready to taxi. You've missed a switch of some description and you need to fix the problem. Lastly, one more thing. Okay, this will catch you out sometimes, if not all the time. If you don't turn your pitot heater on, alright, as you're flying along, your airspeed indicator will not work because your pitot tube will freeze up and you will get erroneous readings. So this will start not actually working. So turn on your pitot heater, make sure it is, otherwise your airspeed and all the rest of your indications will not work. So we can go ahead, shut the canopy down. We're going to go ahead and hit nose wheel steering. Steering engaged, and we are good to taxi, good sir. So if you guys did like the video, make sure you hit the like button to say that you did. If you haven't already, subscribe to the YouTube channel. And lastly, but definitely not least, if you haven't already, come check me out on Twitch. I stream on Monday to Friday at 1300 Australian Western Standard Time, and we do DCS shenanigans most of the time. So drop on in. If you've never checked Twitch out, I've got a link in the description below. Click on there and come on in and watch the shit fight ensue. Some pretty crazy shit goes down on stream. We always do some dumb stuff. It's always a laugh. But anyways, guys, hope you learned something, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later, fuckers.